My name is Tom Sanford, and I'm the Executive Director with North Olympic Land Trust. For the last 27 years, North Olympic Land Trust has been a part of this community working to conserve the things that define this place. We work to keep our farmland and farming. We work to keep our river corridors available for salmon restoration, and we work to keep our forests to provide the diverse use that they have for the last millennia in this place. Eastern Clallam County is an area that really defines itself based on its agriculture. It's been the backbone of its economy, it's core to its social fabric, and it is a key aspect of the open spaces that conserves this environment.
10, now 10, now 10. I got $3, now $3.10. $3.10 there, now $3.10, now 20, now 20, now 20.
This community was supporting hundreds and hundreds of farms, many say as many as 500 dairies that were commercially selling milk. Since the 1950s, we've seen a massive decline in that. We've lost 70% of our farmland. We're now down to just 2 dairies. It's getting down to a scale that's the minimum size available to keep a viable farm economy in place. And therefore, we've been working with this community to really conserve the farmland that's left. To date, North Olympic Land Trust has worked to conserve over 520 acres of farmland. Today, we're actively working to conserve 132 acres of farmland owned and operated by the Smith family that helps keep their dairy, Maple View Dairy, in operation.
I'm Gary Smith. I was born in Sequim in 1940 and went to high school here. Went away to college for 4 years and then came back and worked for Rainier Pulp Mill in Port Angeles for 5 years. And at that point, Jan's folks were ready to retire from the dairy, and we decided that that's what we wanted to do for our work career. In 1970, we came back to the farm and have been here since, raised our family here. So first on 80, that's been in her family since the first lease was signed in 1897. They built the buildings on it and cleared it. It's been good farmland that's cleared and has been farmed for a while. We grow up corn right now, which most of it's in, but that'll be probably 3 years in corn, and then it'll be out into grass or some rotation. That keeps our fertility in good shape. The Wonderland property is 54 acres. Jan and I purchased that outside the family in 1977. We've had it ever since. It was cleared and farmable and had been a dairy in the past. We have vegetable seed crops. We have a spinach crop on there right now for seed, and then it'll be back to corn and grass as we go through the rotations. That's a really important part of our dairy feed program because it's close. We're very dependent on that, and we're getting more and more difficulty in finding ground to lease. So about half of our ground is leased ground, half of it's owned ground. As development happens in the valley, we're getting pressed more and more to find land. So it's really important. I mean, it's really an important part of keeping our dairy viable.
It's a place that's not only all about farmland, it's about really understanding how we as a community can have a free-flowing river that has plenty of room for migration, the return of salmon, and farmland. We can have those things side by side. You look at other communities and there's a lot of battles between the environmental groups and the farmers. You don't see that as much here. We're trying to find solutions that allow you to get both. We gotta eat. We need a healthy place. We need clean water. We need clean air. We need places for people to live. There are solutions that can get all of that. We just need the patience to help make them happen. And I think short-term decision-making on land can be really, really problematic. What can community members do to really invest in this place? No, it's a few things. One, buy local food. Get out, support your local farmers market. Go do a community-supported agriculture with your local farm. Make sure to talk with your friends about why you love this place and make it really relevant. Celebrate the wide open spaces, the big farmland, the remaining dairies. And then beyond that, what you can do for tomorrow is to support farmland conservation. invest, donate to the efforts the North Olympic Land Trust and the community are doing to make sure this farmland remains available for farming forever. Our community has invested about $300,000 toward direct farmland conservation, and that's leveraged about $2.7 million of conserved land value. And it really is only through working with families like the Smiths and this very generous and purposeful community that we can make that happen.